What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. Behind me I've got what we're calling the Breaking Bad RV. So this is our RV that we picked up for $12,500. It only had 18,000 miles when we picked it up. It was completely just obliterated all over the place. Somebody went through some sort of trouble to modify this thing. The reason why we bought it is so that we could tow all of our show cars and all of our race vehicles to the track, and we'd have somewhere to stay instead of always staying in a hotel or trying to crash in the truck and all that kind of stuff. So this has a 6.6 liter Duramax diesel engine, and then it has a Allison 1000 transmission, and everything only has, I think it's like at 19,000 miles by the time we drove this thing all the way back here to Florida from Nebraska. So if you guys haven't seen this thing yet, it looks pretty decent right here, and it looks a lot better than when we first picked it up. But I'll show you guys quickly. This is covered up because this panel was missing. This is like the outdoor entertainment. There was like hoses and weird things on the outside. We still have to at some point do body work because there is holes all through the side of this body. The thing was stored indoors, so the paint's in really good shape, but just holes and screws obliterated all through the sides of it from screws coming from the inside out from some sort of previous owner or person mounting and drilling things all throughout. So it's pretty much congruent everywhere. You can see here, this is where bed sheets, yes, bed sheets were actually screwed into the exterior. Actually, I'm noticing I have one right here that I forgot. So there is a screw, still remnants of a screw right there. But yeah, the bed sheets were actually fastened to the exterior or right through. So using like 3-inch screws. The ladder was moved over here. We moved over here for now where it's supposed to be, but have to get a new ladder because this one's all chopped off and missing a bunch of the supports. And then there was wood mounted around the perimeter here. All sorts of just weird modifications to this thing. And then on this side, same thing, 5 million holes all over here. There was a ladder mounted in the bathroom that we removed. So I gotta take off some of this, so we're gonna get to this in this episode. This I wanna take off, but I can't because it's rotating inside. And then I managed to actually get this little door on here. I found this inside the RV. This is for the outdoor shower. It's a little bit sun faded, but at least it will keep it closed because this was open. I didn't want little bugs to get in here. So if you guys know what I'm talking about with being in Florida, critters and cucarachas, they like to get in just about anything. So last episode we got the generator working. So generator was working once we finally fired it up, but it kept turning off. We've sorted all that out, and now if we go inside, also in the last video we ended up removing the old shower base and the toilet which is over there, which I still got to dispose of. But let's get into some new stuff here. I'll take you inside, show you guys what this thing looks like now, what it looked like before. All right, so let's turn this on. I'm working on it after hours when we're not working on the 426 Dakota. So here's inside, and now let me fire this up for a second. So if we hold start, there we go with our generator. And this generator now only has 560 hours on it, you guys. So the generator doesn't have a ton of hours on it. The truck itself doesn't have any miles on it. But inside here, this whole kitchen area, it had a bunch of modifications with duct tape, tin foil dispensers, some sort of sink with the push button. It had like a fan, all sorts of wires and breaker bars mounted throughout. And then over on the dinette area, it had like a big table mounted there with some sort of TV thing. And then the bed in the back was fastened with a million screws and lag bolts, all sorts of weird stuff back there as well. And now you can see this is what it looks like in here. And we also started to renovate our bathroom on the last episode. So we pulled out all the old shower stuff, got all that out there, and then I told you guys I was waiting for this to arrive. So I got a new one of these. It now showed up. It's the exact one, so that way we don't have to do a ton of woodworking or modifications. I think at a later date I might get into making things a lot more fancy per se, but for now I just want to get this thing usable because we got a lot of events coming up and I need to be able to use it and have a sanitary, usable bathroom and all that kind of stuff. So I just kicked on the AC, so I'm gonna get the temperatures a little more desirable in here, and then I'm going to remove that sink. I'll show you guys the new one also. All right, so here's the new sink, you guys. It's actually a lot nicer, well, for a few reasons. It's a lot nicer than the old one because it's actually like shiny. I don't know if you guys can see that, it's gloss. I know this one's old, but this is a direct drop-in, but this one is almost like a matte finish, and it looks like a nightmare to clean, whereas this one, it's got a nice gloss on it. So let's figure out how that comes out. It's got screws on the bottom, as you can see there. So we'll have to disconnect the drain and then get up under here to get the screws out, I guess, and then we should be able to slide this thing out of here. Alright, so it's just got these Phillips screws with these little tabs on here, and then I loosened this. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but I think that might be all that's holding this. It's got this like butyl looking stuff here. It looks like the plumbing is going to restrict us, so let me see if I can unscrew the faucet. I think, are we going to know which one's cold and hot? Are they indicated at all? Let me see so that I know which one's cold and hot. I feel like there's a red on one, which I would assume is the hot one. Maybe I'll reference this. So the one with the black rating is on the right, the one with the red is on the left. So I think black rating is cold, red rating is hot, which would make sense if that is the case. Okay, so they have like these little wing nut deals that I'm just unscrewing right now, if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. Definitely can't show you guys in there because I can barely fit my hand in there, so definitely ain't no way that the camera's getting in there with my hand. So I'm also gonna be upgrading the little faucet deal too, so kind of what I'm thinking is, as I unscrew this, probably just put new laminate on the top of this and just maintain this for now. It's probably gonna be our fastest solution. You can see here it's got a little bit, like it's swollen a tiny bit there, but maybe once I pull off this existing laminate, then we might be able to utilize this trim piece, because this trim piece actually looks like it's in decent shape. Alright, let's see if this thing comes out. I don't know if there's any more of these screw deals. Is that maybe one more in the back? Well, that's strange. Oh, that's the... Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what my hands are on right now. I think... So there's like these collars. And... Oh, interesting. Okay. So the faucet has to come off first. So the back of the sink is actually resting on top of the wood. And then the collars that hold the faucet on are pinching the sink to the wood. That's what it feels like. So I think that's kind of holding the back of the sink. So here's the collars. This should come out, I think. Oh, well, what if it wasn't freaking flex sealed on here? Hey, okay, and then let's wiggle it up out of here. Haha! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, so there's that up and out of there. So that's what I was mentioning to you guys. It goes right through like that, and that gives the back of this support. So technically, I don't know if I want to drop it down on top of that butyl. Looks like butyl tape or whatever, that gray stuff. I don't know if I want to drop it down on top of that just yet, but it looks like our new sink should just boop, drop right in. So let me scrape some of this crap off, that way we're just gonna start over, obviously. Alright, so this stuff's actually scraping off fairly easy, minus the silicone that's been added, but there's like so few holes in this countertop, surprisingly, that, or whatever we're calling this, I guess countertop. I might be able to just get away with cleaning it for now. Again, feel like I keep saying this, but I just want to remind you guys, like, trying to get to some events as soon as we can. So the sooner I can get this thing working, the sooner that we can just go to more events. And right now it's end of June, almost about to be July. So I've got like just over 2 months to get this thing ready for LS Fest East, because I am 101,000,000% taking it there, because that way I can camp out there, do that whole event, and just be a lot more enjoyable than trying to stay in hotels and do all that stuff. So I think it's definitely obtainable, but I also still have to work on the project vehicles, which is the other thing. So, alright. So that's mostly off. And like I mentioned, it's not too bad, honestly. I haven't tried like taking Goo on and like cleaning all this stuff off yet, but I think a lot of it will come off, surprisingly. Alright, let's see. Now that all that junk's out of the way, our new sink should just drop in here. So, not that we're putting in right now, but I just want to test fit it, because all this stuff is coming off of Amazon, so as you probably know, there's only like a 30-day return window, so I just want to make sure that stuff does work. I feel like it's going to, but it's also... I feel like I also have to notch for these or something. Something's sitting up just slightly. Yeah, I mean, it'll fit, but I gotta like make some reliefs for this. Maybe I should go take a look at that one. See where this is here? That's like bumping up against, but other than that, yeah, she will fit and it will look good. The other thing I'm thinking of doing is ordering some LED replacements, because these lights are toast and it'll give us way more light to work on it, since we're working at nighttime on this thing typically, unless it's a weekend. So I'm gonna take out this Torx screw right here. Now we can throw this. The sad and unfortunate part is those are remnants of the original cabinet door that was there, so this is chopped up remnants of that. So anyways, this will all go in the garbage as well. And I'm learning along with you guys too. So there's 3 light switches in the bathroom. So one is for the shower, so everything works. This one is for the bathroom, and then this one would be to this wire here, which is for the fan. So all 3 switches, and all the switches actually in the whole thing work. So we're missing one of the lights there, so that's the other reason why I wanted to order those LED lights I was telling you guys about. So that one was completely missing, but a lot of the covers are missing. There's tape all over them, so it's pretty cheap. It's only like 60 bucks, and I can replace all these with complete LED panels. They're the same sort of fixture, but just be way better. And then yeah, this works, but we only got 1 light there. We only got 1 bulb in this one, because this one's actually, I think it's broken or something. Yeah, that piece is broken there. So if I get that, then we'll just have way more lighting in here. So I think I'm gonna order those. That way tomorrow we'll have much, much better lighting up in here. If you guys want to solve a mystery with me, this definitely looks like it was here originally, and there was probably some sort of switch here, but what does this do? I am not sure yet. I've got to figure this out. If somebody might know, if there was a switch here, what that would have been for or done, come holla.
Alright guys, I don't know why my voice is gone. I'm trying to film, I can't even talk right now. My voice sounds like a crackhead. So we got Dennis over here. He's laughing at my voice. We're messing with the control panel, and I sound like freaking Steve-O right now. But the leg actually goes down. Look at it. So now we got to figure out how to bring it back up. So we got to put 12 volts.
I need another alligator clip.
Oh, another alligator? All right, let me get another alligator clip.
I got to put 12 volts to the directional control valve.
So if I can explain what I'm doing without sounding too much like Steve-O right now, where the control panel isn't working, and we're just testing it and seeing how the functionality works. And then once we've kind of figured out, we're gonna just make our own relays and switches, right?
Correct.
Did I say that without sounding like Steve-O?
You sound like Steve.
All right, I'll be right back. All right, Steve-O's back with another alligator clip. Steve-O, Steve-O. All right, so we're gonna try this. Steve-O reporting live. So, yep, it's going up. See the leg? So it works. Hey, let's go. Okay. I think you're almost there. You probably hear some resistance in the pump. Yeah. So I think as long as you use common sense, like then you shut down, right?
Well, like I said, you can get the time delay relay to only run the pump for how much time we need. You know what I mean?
Dude, so that's like a real easy thing to wire then.
Yeah. Just a little, a few relays and switches will be fine.
Heck yeah.
Do you want to test them all just for the sake of testing them all?
Sure. Well, the front, let's check the other back, but then the front one's going to be the confusing one, because apparently in that manual it says that the fronts are hydraulically and electronically connected. So I don't know if we're supposed to power both of them at the same time. Did you see that blurb?
Which one did we put down? We put down the left and rear, right?
Yeah, we got to go right rear. All right, so here we go. We're going to try the passenger side, make sure that one works. All right, go. Yep. She's going. Yeah. It just touched the ground. It kind of metal made a weird noise when it hit the ground, but I think it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So we're gonna flip it and come back up then. All right. So now that should pick it back up. All right, go. Yep. There it goes. Yep. Okay. Okay. So that one's fully retracted now.
Sweet.
So now fronts, we gotta try to figure out. Okay, so we're gonna try the front, but apparently they're tied together according to documentation, but this is our first time. All right, hit it. Oh, hold on. I've got a floor jack under one of them. Let me take it off. I got the floor jack on it because I had to manually do this. Let me get this out of here. Okay. Okay, go. Now, do you have it pulled up? You don't have that extra wire looped in?
Trying to go up?
I don't know. I didn't see anything come down.
You run it for a bit.
Nothing.
Okay, let me do this. I'm going to tie them together.
Yeah, they're both moving.
Want to go all the way out?
Sure.
Test.
Yeah. Almost there. Okay. It's funny, the whole thing's but how are you supposed to balance left to right if they both are synced?
I don't think you can. I think you got to park as flat as you can.
No.
Balance front to back, not left to right.
The whole idea is to be able to balance it, unless you're supposed to level the rear first. Level the rear and then put your fronts down. That's probably what it is.
Now you want to come
Put them up. Are you running out of clips? Okay, so he's got to put 12 volts to that other wire in order to put them back up and retract them. But they all work, you guys. It doesn't matter that control panel being broken. But for like $20 worth of switches, we'll be able to recreate that fairly easily. All right. Yeah. All right. Almost. They're both in sync. All right. That's it. And they're both perfectly retracted.
Very nice.
So that should be fairly easy then, right?
Yeah. Everything's right here. So we got power, we got ground.
So all we need is technically 3 switches. Three switches for the jacks, and then 5 switches. Because we're gonna need 1 for the fronts, 2 for the independent rears. We need 1 to turn the whole system off, and then we need 1 to flip, right? Or do you want to do the flip in a momentary switch?
Momentary flip switch.
Yeah.
Right. Up and down. Well, wait, hold on. Use a momentary switch to activate the leg, and then use a flip switch for the rotational valve for up or down.
No, I got a better idea. So we'll use a 3-position switch, normally rested in the center, like and then when we push down, and it energizes the down, we'll loop that into the flip. So
You don't need that.
why?
Because
Yeah.
you only need to apply 12 volts to the direction of the valve that's up or down.
When you're going down.
Right, but you don't have to apply ground.
Yeah.
So you leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's an open circuit to go down,
Yeah.
and it's 12 volts to go back up.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So when you push down on the switch, not only will it energize that wire,
See what you're saying?
but it also energizes the flip.
Yeah.
So that we don't need a toggle switch to go up or down.
But you'll still need another switch for turn it.
Yeah. So we could do 4 switches technically.
Yeah. I think so.
That'd be clean. Be easy enough. Just wire it
You
in.
could do it with 4 switches and those diodes.
We need diodes? Why? Why?
Because you're gonna have to you have to tie the front circuits together. You don't want anything.
Oh yeah.
With the pump, so you gotta isolate the pump. You gotta isolate the rotational switch. It's not hard to do. It's
Yeah.
simple.
Well, what are you waiting for? Why isn't it finished yet?
You got the tacos.
That's right. We got no tacos. That's why it's not done yet. All right. Another day, another dentist.
Nope. No way.
So the
The
parts came in for the hydraulics. Dennis is working on that. We got Amanda in the house. She's using the goo gun that came with the RV to get some of this goo gone, because we haven't really messed with too much of this stuff, and there's just remnants of the whole duct tape scenario there. So she's using goo gun and a little scraper to try to get some of that cleaned up, because for now we're going to leave the countertops. You know, maybe later we'll deal with them and do something with them, but for now we're just going to try to get everything else cleaned up and the walls and all that. I did get these, so I tested out this one. I think this one. So that's way brighter. So what I'm going to do is actually switch those ones out, because I got a bunch of them here in the box and it really won't be that hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these up, that way we can see a little bit better while we're working and doing stuff, because those lights are pathetic compared to that. That looks way better, way brighter, and a better color. I'll also link these down below for you guys. They were really affordable. I think it was like 60 bucks for 10 or 12 of them, so really not bad at all. So give us more light, and yeah, that's super bright. Okay, so we got most of the lights changed out. We got one more. We got a full team over here. We got Nathan over here joining the camping trip. I haven't changed this one because this grouch over here won't let me in. He says, "No, I like the yellow lights. Don't put the white lights there. You're gonna give me a suntan."
You know, just drop it down in the comments how mean John is.
See, I had to move the panel above his head, not because of his height, but because of his ego so big, just so he could fit in there.
It's getting late. I gotta go to the house.
So I still gotta change that light, but I got 2 more in the bathroom. This one's all duct tape. I gotta cut this so I can get that off, and then probably pop this one off. I haven't finalized that yet, but I might just put the new one there just so we can see while we're working. Non-stock screw up in here. Alright, old one's off. Look at that. There's like probably a whole roll of duct tape up in this light. Like, don't know how it hasn't went up in flames. Alright, I had to grab the camera because Dennis is about to blow himself up.
John doesn't know how to put tires on.
You gotta spray a lot more.
No,
Spray a lot more.
that's
I
good.
don't know about all that.
Try a little bit first. Good. Yeah, that worked. Set it on fire.
It's gonna catch on fire.
No, it'll go out.
Make sure all the fire's out because I don't want to spray any more. So I think it's gonna get down in there, huh?
That wasn't more of a whoosh. That was more of a that was like a kerosene fire.
Puff.
It's like
Little.
it's like a kerosene fire. You gotta get it like in there. I think. This is all bad.
I don't like any of this.
All right, chill. Chill. All right, chill.
I got it on my hands now, so I don't want to fucking touch it.
That's so bad. This is all bad. Oh, see, that doesn't even work. Now it's just gonna be on fire longer. It worked. It worked.
I told you.
Shoo.
What'd I say?
Hey, you guys are maniacs, and I like it.
Dancy boys trying to do it.
All right. Okay, so let's fill her up now. I didn't think it was gonna work, and then it let a little shoo.
That was a little scary.
Dude, I wouldn't lie about it, man.
All right, so while Dennis messes with the switches, I've got the old controller here for our leveling system that obviously doesn't work. And what I'm gonna do is I got this ABS plastic. I'm going to cut out the exact same footprint, and then this is going to be for our switches. We're gonna cut holes in them and mount the switches on a faceplate. So let me go ahead, trace this out. I'm gonna use this new Milwaukee multi-tool that I got. Let's see how she does. That way I can cut it out and then sand the edges and hopefully make it look decent. So let's see what I end up with. All right, here's the aftermath of our plate here. Got it all cut out. So let's go ahead and see if we can mount this. Ooh, I'm gonna insert the SpongeBob thing. 2 years later.
The only thing I want to make sure is that, you know, if we're going up or down.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going up. We're going up. So down is up.
Down is for the.
Down is putting the
down.
leg down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the key. There's the keys.
Just turn off the fan. It's gonna blow hot air at you.
Interrupt works.
All right.
Done.
Hey, you hit all 3 and they all did something?
This is the front.
Wow.
Going up.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the. Should be the driver's corner. Go up and down. This should be passenger.
Sheesh. Dennis the
Dude,
pro.
we're in like a lowrider right now.
Dennis hitting switches.
That's right. There you go, man.
All
John
right.
brought the California over to Florida.
Damn.
California to Florida. That's it.
You're not even gonna push them all the way in? Why?
I don't know.
It looks so nice if you did. Ooh, sheesh. Damn, son, look at that. Dennis used to sell those.
It's too small.
That's what she said.
That is definitely what she told me. Did you use the pilots from the other thing.
Yeah,
You would understand.
it should line up.
Look at some black screws.
Ooh, I couldn't find any black screws. All right, you guys. So shout out to Dennis for wiring that all up. So he was working on that while I was kind of tackling some other stuff, and I'm super happy with the way it came out. So this is what we got now. So we've got this little plate that you guys saw me make here, and then what we did here is this is the original configuration. So by design, the front two jacks are linked together, and I picked up these switches so you can see down, up, and then down, up, down, up. So this is our front jacks, this is our driver rear, this is our passenger rear, and then this turns on and arms the whole system. So when this is in the off position, nothing works. And then if we turn this on, and what this does is we were trying to wrap our head around which way makes sense. This corresponds to what direction the actual jack itself is going. So down means the jack is pressing down, up means the jack is up. So what happens is that's almost the inverse of where the vehicle is, you know, how the vehicle is being lifted or whatnot. So right now if we push down, this is going to press down, and you'll be able to hear it hopefully. And we have it so it lights up here when you press down, so that way we can level this thing out. So that all works. And then the other thing too is when we have all the safeties in place, so when the vehicle is running, even if somebody were to hit this switch, it won't allow this to operate. So if by accident somebody, you know, arms the system per se, when the ignition is in the run position, so we're driving down the road, if you know, if there's a pet in here or a dog and it hits the switches or whatever, it's still, none of these will work while we're driving. So all the safeties are in place, which is pretty cool. So really happy with the way that came out. So that's all good and done. And then a few other things, you guys. So we ended up kind of getting a bunch of this stuff done. If you guys do or don't remember, this here had like a huge piece missing. Actually, Steve did that one. So when we were removing all the duct tape, he grabbed a bunch of duct tape, and actually part of the wood and the wallpaper came with it. So we started filling all that stuff, and you guys remember there was 5 million holes all through here. So we filled all the holes, any of the holes that were there, and then there was a bunch of like duct tape goo all here. I cleaned all that off, and then we also started filling all these holes. So these ones need a little bit more work, but most of that stuff's all filled. And then there was a massive hole here, so I filled it with spray foam insulation, and what I'm gonna do is cut this off clean, and then we're gonna use some spackle to kind of blend it in, make it all smooth. I haven't done this one yet because this one's just this thin wood, and this is the one that goes straight into the freezer. I'm gonna wait until I remove this, and then I'm gonna probably patch this properly, because I would probably put some foam in there, but we need the clearance for this, and I'm not sure. Obviously, I don't want to get into this when we put a new fridge in that it's going to break our patch. So that one, I actually got a proper patch, like a fiber patch. You can see here. So it's got a little bit of mesh in it. That'll go over top. So get that guy in there. And then if you guys recall over here, this was all duct tape. It kind of took off a little bit of the wallpaper stuff here. But if I turn on the lights so you guys can see a little bit better. This here, this is where one of the shower rods or whatever went right through here, and then went right through the other side right there. So what I did was I filled it with insulating foam, and it actually added strength. So I put that in there to kind of fill up the majority of it, and then we're gonna put spackle over top of all that and get that. And it actually added a bunch of strength to this wall, because these walls, if you look, like, see how flexible the wall is? Over here, when I added all that insulating foam, it added a bunch of strength to the wall. So it actually made it better in my opinion. So that will spackle up, and then we can start smoothing that out. And then most of the holes that were over here got filled also. So, and then I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a huge hole there. So on the outside right now is just foil tape, and then I filled that. I'm gonna cut that back clean. Same thing, we'll fill it with spackle, and on the other side we'll have to fix that on the other side as well. But right now it's just got a foil on there. I also bought one of these. This came in. And this is the little media center, if I can kind of hop my way through here. And I know there's kind of a bunch of stuff going on, but I just realized I have to have this thing ready in less than 2 months. I thought for some reason it was the middle of September, but it's actually beginning of September is LS Fest. So I've got less time than I originally anticipated. So this is a little media center, if I can get this to open. So see that there with this door? That is what's supposed to be right here. So it was missing the door, and a lot of this media center was kind of missing. So that should be the exact, and that's just that thing hitting the magnet if you're wondering what that bang was. But I should be able to pop this out of here and then put that media center. It should be a direct fit is what I'm hoping. All the measurements kind of led to that being the case. And then another thing, if there wasn't enough stuff going on, I have this trim off here, and I have this because I was noticing that I was getting a tiny little bit of water in here. And so when I popped off that trim piece, I'm pretty sure it's because when I originally got this, the lid for the vent was completely missing, and so I just put a couple of screws in it to hold it on there, but it was missing, I don't know if you guys can see that there, missing the little metal track that it rides on. So I actually ordered a new one, got it off Amazon, and it just showed up today. If I can get it out of here, I'll show you guys. So this is a brand new replacement. Actually, surprisingly, it didn't say on the listing, but it was it's a Dometic one. So here's this, and so what I did when I put it on up there is I just fired through a few of the screws. They originally were sealed over with the roof sealant, but I just fired a few screws in, figured that would be good for now, but it was actually enough that water was kind of just slowly making its way in. And the reason why I didn't permanently put it on is because this little bracket here, this metal bracket where the track rides, it was missing on that one. I was hoping I'd find it somewhere in the RV, but it never did. So I had to order a whole new vent just because I was missing the track. I probably could have came up with something, but it was just easier to order that for 50 bucks. And we'll just have to add it into the budget. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna climb up on the roof before we lose light. And I wanna put this on because I don't want any more water intrusion. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this on there. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I'll get this thing fastened on there, and then hopefully that'll be the end of that issue. Okay, so we're up here on the roof, and here is what I was talking about. So I even put some of this foil tape on top, but I guess that just wasn't enough. So you can see some of the lap sealant is a little dry, but not enough in my opinion to really matter, but it's getting in through somewhere. You can see here it's a little dry. We're gonna put all new stuff around it, like maybe through there, but again, I don't see anything too obvious. But this is what I was explaining to you guys. I ended up putting just 2 screws. Maybe that's where it's coming through. Is I didn't put 4 screws. I just put 2 to hold it on, and maybe that's enough to piss it off. So let's go ahead. And then this screw was missing, so I went ahead. This thing's blowing cold air. So it's got a switch operated fan. See, I don't think that screw is missing. I think I'll probably just end up putting some sealant there. I don't know if there's a screw in there or somebody removed it. It just looks like all silicone up in there. So we're gonna go ahead and get some stuff for this, and then once we get everything established, we can put some new lap sealant on, and that way whatever the heck was leaking can stop leaking. All right, so here's the new one, here's the old one. There's really nothing wrong with it other than, like I said, just missing that bracket. But for the amount of time that you would have to spend to try to find that, this thing was 50 bucks, and it's just easier. So plus, I mean, it looks better, it's gonna look cleaner, all that good stuff. So I got 4 screws installed here. Now I've got to put lap sealant over top. You can kind of see the way the old one was done here. So it's a direct replacement, but see how there's all this lap sealant over top? I didn't think it would matter, but apparently it does, because we were seeing a little bit of leaks, and there's no other indication other than barely any cracking in this. But I'm gonna go over all this other stuff too, just to be on the safe side, because I don't see any other indications of where water would come in other than just the fact that we didn't have this sealed up and we just had this tape on the front. And I had, I guess that's probably it. I only had 2 screws in this instead of 4, and I guess it was, you know, just the tiniest amount is able to get this thing. And just that little amount is all it takes to get this in there. Actually, you know what I'm seeing? I think these screws might be too long, because I'm seeing that when I put those screws in, I don't know if you guys can see that, it like pulled this up. So maybe the screws are too long. So, because I don't have the original screws for here, and I'm kind of seeing that this is actually pulling the unit up and off. Yep, sure is. So I'm going to need some shorter screws. It looks like these are just too long. So let me see what I can find gonna need some short screws for here, and we'll get it in here. All right, guys, well, we're losing daylight, but we got her all sealed up. So we got all new sealant all the way around, redid everything. Got that on there. I also put some of this underneath the bracket as well, and then I put the bracket back down. Got shorter screws, put that down, and then covered over top of the screws. So we should be all good. Maybe just a tiny bit right there. And then I'm gonna let this cure overnight, and hopefully that should be the end of that small leak. And here's our other job. This one has been solid. I might come back afterwards and do over top of the screws, because everywhere else on the whole roof you'll see over top of the screws is done. But I still gotta come back, and we're probably gonna be replacing this one. So at some point I'm gonna come back and probably replace this with one with a fan, like a nice fan. So while I'm up here, I'll dab the screws, but for now let's try and get rid of the major issues. So let's go ahead, go back down. All right, so you might say, why don't you just replace the door? I could not find anywhere that they sold this with the replacement door, because this door is a 4-hinge deal and the one that was on here is a 3-hinge, but it's the exact same footprint as this one, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. Probably silicone the outside of it after, but should be able to. I even looked, and the screws are in the same spot, but just the door, they added another hinge, I guess, with a newer version. So should be able to take this off and take out the screws and pop this off. And here's what's inside it. It's 2 speakers. It's got a 12-volt accessory plug deal, like cigarette lighter. Then our 120 goes here, and then you can put a single DIN stereo here. Also has a TV antenna deal here, and then you can put external speakers if you want. Kind of an old school thing, but it was what was here, and I'm just trying to, this was like 60 bucks, so it wasn't a big deal, but just trying to at least get everything back in working order so that it's at least functional and how it should be. All right, so behind here is the 6 Phillips screws. So I'm gonna go ahead, and maybe a couple actually here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop those guys out, and then we'll get the new one on. So this plug, as you can see, is completely different. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll probably just put this on for now, and then I'm gonna cut these back, and then I'm just gonna cap these for now. Again, I don't need this outdoor plug right now, but I'll find out what plug actually fits this deal. It looks like just a standard plug should fit it, but I'll go ahead and we'll get these screws in here and get everything fastened. All right, so we got the screws in. It actually has like a neoprene seal on the back, but we'll end up siliconing it like you can see the original one was. And then we've got a brand new key for this. Like I said, we can hook all this crap up later, but for now, at least it looks cosmetically better than all that foil tape, and it's gonna keep our inside all airtight, bug tight, watertight, all that kind of stuff, because you can see here, like this goes straight into the inside. So if this was leaking or doing anything, whatever's inside is coming out. So I just had that foil tape for transportation, but now we have an actual proper replacement, and it's a perfect size. So I'm really happy. This was only like, I think 70 or 80 bucks off of eBay, so with free shipping. So I'm really happy with that. We'll figure out the plug later. I just got this capped off for now. Oh, check it out. We got the rap man himself, Rap God. We got Eminem in the house, Rap God. No? He's not going for that.
You need to leave that in so people can see. Like, no.
So I got this wallpaper off of Amazon, and Nathan was by. So he wraps cars. If you don't already know, look at that free advertising, Nate. Knight's Auto Styling, right on the back of his shirt. Call number 863-712-1409. They'll wrap your RV, your car, He'll wrap your wife, wrap your mom, whatever you got. He'll wrap it. Check it out. What do you think? So we're just wondering, like, if it will, like, it's sticky but not. Oh, dude, it's actually holding. What do you think?
I think it just takes a little bit to tack up.
Yeah, because like when we first like did a little test thing, we could like pull it off super easy, but that's kind of decent.
Where's the little knife?
Here. Hell yeah. Dude, I feel like you could wrap this whole RV in like,
There, probably.
I feel like you could wrap this whole RV in one day.
No.
You don't think?
No.
What do you mean? You just wrap like 1% of it in like 5 minutes.
Well, the biggest thing is fit to places.
Fitting in places?
Yeah, like up in here and stuff. It's gonna be tight.
No, don't overreact. Look at that. So the thing is, like, the walls go right into the back of the cabinets and everything. So it's like, where do you draw the line and call it good? So that's kind of what we're up against. This I still have to smooth out a little bit more, and I want to actually paint this to seal it off, because I don't think the wallpaper is gonna want to adhere as much to this stuff. I could actually probably take this fridge out. Maybe I'll get Nate to help me wrestle this thing out, because then I can patch this wall and be happy with that too. Hey, check it out. So I removed the seat, and then Nate hit this part. Like, look how much better that looks. So we got those two little pieces done. I got some holes down here that I noticed when we removed the seat that I gotta fill first, and then we can tackle that. But we also have to, I gotta remove these boxes and stuff. This stuff, I gotta kind of seal it up a little more, do some final sanding, because this was like the most heavy hold area. But check this out. Damn, son. Doing up that corner there. And then what I'm doing right now, good thing Dennis isn't here, we taking out these crusty white lights and we putting in these crispies.
What's up, Dennis? You said that.
He's gonna watch this. Dennis gonna tell Dennis that I said that. I'll link these down below, because watch, these are gonna be so much better than Dennis's lights. Watch. Ready?
Where the heck's my knife?
Bam! Much better color instead of that. You already decided?
Do you want to do a butt up, or do you want to like overlap it?
No, a little lap. Because yeah, everything in here seems to have a little overlap, so I think we're okay. Because I think this at the bottom here, it kind of kicks out more than the top anyway. So if you try to line it up, you might have some issues. All right, so Nathan's doing that wall because I just finished filling little holes. We took this little, what were you calling this thing?
That's puke green.
You know what it looks like? It looks like one of those freaking like clown shows. Look, like
It does, a little puppy. You calling me a clown?
wait, stand in there for a minute.
This dude, get out of here.
Comment down below, should we put these back on or leave it off? It kind of looks plain without it, in my opinion, but I just popped this off of here. That's with it, and then without it.
You want me to hold it for you?
Nah, we got it. Wait, stand right there for a second. It's like one of those picture booths. All right, well, there you go. That's with it, and then without it. Which
I
way?
say without it.
I mean, it looks cleaner, but it just looks so.
All you
don't
do
look-
is just. How you do this?
Just slide, pull it up. It's weird. It's like slides up.
Dude, I'm yank about it.
Like a man. There you go.
I think it looks so much better.
This looks so plain though, no?
I mean, I can slap a 2x4 on there real quick.
2x4.
Give it a quick little color scheme wrap.
See,
golden.
look at that. All right, well, vote down below. Are we putting those back on? I could try to do something fabric-wise with these. Try to make them a little. It looks like a Joker costume. Like velvet green. I think whoever freaking comes up with these color schemes in Indiana is on drugs. All right, so I'm gonna clean this wall off, and then we can start putting wallpaper on there too. So Nate's just smashing paper over there. Look at that, he's getting it all. That looks so much better up there. And then while he messes with that, I'm gonna try to pop off this curtain. And then I think I showed you guys, but I ended up filling the large holes with spray foam and it turned out really good. Now I've got this multi-tool that I picked up. I'm just gonna shave this down so that I can fill this properly. So I'm just gonna shave this off even. That should be it. Let's see. Look at that. So now I'll sand it flat, and then can use some putty, and then yeah, that big hole is gone. And we still got all the holes in here to do, but the supplies for the shower should be coming within the next day or so. I actually got them from Home Depot. I think I showed you guys another video, but ended up coming in damaged, so they reimbursed me for that. And then I got a different pattern coming, and they'll be able to put in the shower walls and then our shower base. I'm gonna order some stuff for the countertop. I think I'm gonna put just that like sticker over top of this. Probably be the fastest way. I got a new faucet coming. I got a pretty cool unit that I'm excited to show you guys here too, so we'll see how that goes.
I kind of want to do this wall by this window so we can kind of see what it looks like coming together.
Heck yeah.
Oh, it's low-key interesting.
There it is. Probably just run it into the back there for now. All right guys, check out this wall. Looks so much better. So Nathan's over here working on this one. So we got the chair out of the way. He's gonna do around that window there. I'm still working on a bunch of touch-up stuff all through here, just with some putty and whatnot. So getting that all fixed up. I gotta get a larger sanding block to do this so that I can really flatten this out, because we had to do a lot of fill there. And then I'm just taking off more of these Joker shades. So this one's pretty weird. Like, literally it was mounted on an angle, and then these screws were just digging into the top of this and holding it, and then the only other things holding it are the screws here. So very odd. If we're gonna run just these little blinds for now, I'm probably gonna have to straighten this out, because the brackets, I don't know if you guys can see, the brackets like mounted all wonky too. Very interesting. So anyways, I'm gonna keep taking these off so that we can kind of work through here. Also, I'm gonna have to figure out how this couch comes out so we can do all up in here and just keep going backwards. All right, check that out. Nathan's getting all up here. Look at how freaking much brighter and just looks so much better with that wallpaper. Then I'm over here taking off more of these Joker curtains, and then for the first time ever, I'm going to open up this bed for the first time. What do you think? Are you excited? There might be some treasure in there.
We opened up the bed?
I've never opened this up.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
Come on, man.
Based off how I saw it when it first happened.
What if there's like a bunch of good stuff in there, you know?
Or gun shells?
Something. Let's see. I gotta move this first. All right, here we go. Oh, there's things down here. Mad Max.
What the fuck?
This guy was a Mad Max guy. No way. What is this?
Survivor.
7 smart ways to outlast them. Dude, this was like apocalypse surviving.
Oh, that thing was dusty.
Look at that. Mad. Oh, it's just the freaking thing. I thought it was the book.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
It's just the movie thing. Alright, what's this?
I can only imagine what's living in there.
Nothing. Tripping.
You don't see all that dust?
It's gonna be your bed, man. Bed for LS Fest. I gotta throw this out.
You just took off 7 years of my life.
Get out of here. It's a brand new mattress, you tripping. Whoa! Treasure!
That's nasty.
There's definitely some squirrels in here. I will tell you that, because I found freaking, what did I find? I found a bunch of freaking peanuts or something in the bed.
Bunch of acorns.
Something like that.
That's disgusting, dude.
That's the squirrel's freaking treasure. Come on, have some respect.
Dude, I don't know how it's not melted.
Have some respect on those Smarties.
Those are M&M's.
They're both chocolate. Smarties are chocolate.
Smarties aren't chocolate.
Yeah, they are. I grew
No,
up
they're
on
not.
This shit. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, milk chocolate. You tripping?
Dude, what Smarties have you ate that are chocolate?
Oh, I know what you're talking. Yeah, your Smarties are different Smarties.
Yeah, dude, look at that. That's a Smartie.
Look at Canadian Smarties. They're literally those.
Ah. Y'all Canadians weird.
This mattress is like there's nothing to it.
Well, yeah, you're really just sleeping on some trampoline springs.
Damn. I don't even know if I should try to keep this mattress. Long straight, dude. Alright, so check it out. There was like a million washers holding that down with one little nut. But it's all free, so I should be able to lift this couch out of here and get behind. I gotta clean behind. There's a bunch of garbage back there. But more importantly, we can get to back here to do the wallpaper stuff. Alright, check out all this crap back here. Welch's Concord Grape Jelly. Diet Mountain Dew. Guinness Draft. I don't know what that is. Rice-A-Roni. We got a cork. We got seat belts. We got notes. Don't know what they say. Anything exciting? It's an empty notepad. Another empty notepad. Another empty notepad. This one says SIM card. And that's it. Damn, look how fresh that wall looks. Knock it off, man. You're making my carpet look yellow. Quit doing that, man. You're making the carpet look bad.
Got some Colgate walls with some smoker teeth.
Damn, look at that carpet. Looks so crusty now. Well, definitely gonna have to do the flooring at some point. So I'm gonna clear out some of this garbage and see what we get into here. All right, so I wanted to show you guys something. So this slide isn't going quite all the way out, and I'm getting a tiny bit of water in off the bottom corner of the slide, even when it's closed. So just doing a little bit of investigating. If you look here, you'll notice that the bottom of this pop out is like way down on this side, and see how the seal is a lot more there. So if I bring it in closer, the generator's running, but see how this is right there? And then see how this is like all the way folded over? And then if we go up here, up top, this seal has come off there. So I need to put this back down, and I'll probably put some RTV or something to hold it in place. And then if we go a little bit higher, you'll notice over there the seal is kind of folded over. And here, see how this isn't even touching whatsoever? So this side is dropped down, and when I went inside, let me show you guys what I found in there. So we're in here. There's the hydraulics. So this one actually, on this slide, everything is inside as opposed to that one is like down below. But I was getting water, I was noticing dripping off the corner right here. You can kind of see a little bit of water stain there, and then the carpet's a little bit damp here. But notice this roller, how it's like almost right at the edge. The next roller over here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's in. So this one looks like it's actually like where it bolts to the chassis. It looks like it's like prying back, like it's not up. So only way to get to this is to pop out this panel. So I'm gonna pop out this panel carefully. And then the other thing too is there's bolts on the bottom that adjust the height of the roller. There's lock nuts on them, and they're all not even locked into place. Like the lock nut or jam nut's not even tightened down. So you can kind of, I don't know if you guys see this on the camera, but you can kind of tell even here, this is like, and this roller that holds the whole room up, it's kind of leaning back, so it's not holding it up as high as it should. So rather than just cranking the roller, because the other thing too is if I extend this out, I can actually extend the hydraulics to bring this room a little bit further out, because it's not 100% out. It's got about another 1.5 inches to go. And if I were to adjust that hydraulic right there, it's gonna fall off of this roller, which we don't want that. So I gotta fix the roller. We'll see where we're at as far as how far out, because when this thing is parked, we want this seal to be butted up against, and it's not right now. So I'm gonna pop this out. We'll see about fixing this. I'm gonna have to prop this side up. We'll see how that works. Maybe I can get away with lifting this one up a little bit higher to relieve the pressure off this one. We'll see, but first things first, this has gotta come out. So this isn't really an accessible panel. It's pin nailed from the back. So kind of only so much I can do here. We're gonna end up painting all these cabinets afterwards anyways, so I'm just trying to at least remove the panel without breaking it. My current goal. They really don't make these too serviceable. Probably if I get this out in one piece, well, even whatever I put in here afterwards, I'm gonna put some screws on it because it'd be nice to be able to access this instead of being dealt with what we're doing here where you can't do anything. Because it's kind of almost like maintenance on RVs to have to adjust the slides. If you guys ever owned one or ever thought about buying one, you'll see tons of videos on adjusting the slides, servicing the slides, all that kind of stuff. And this one is on the inside. So, alright. Looks like we'll be able to get it off in one piece, which is the goal. Trying to save cardboard. Alright. Oh, there we go. As I said, it's just this like almost piece of cardboard looking wood. So now you guys should be able to see what I'm dealing with. So here's, look at this jam nut. It is just loose and this roller is leaning over. So see how this isn't butted up right against there? So in a perfect world, what I would do is put a bottle jack in here if I had one. Hopefully I don't take this off. I might have to take that one off too. But I gotta get this up. Prop this up somehow. There's a little bit more room on this side. Let me see. So let me try to figure out what I'm gonna do here, and then I'll go from there. I don't know if applying more pressure on that will get it to lift off of here. We're talking about moving a whole room in the air here right now. All right, so here's my solution. Took a piece of wood and then I used my automotive jack here and just lifted it back up so that the seal looks mostly level right here. So now let's go inside and see what we got. All right, let's check it out. So, all right, so there we go. So now the roller is free, but let's see. Oh my God. You guys seeing this? Look at that thing. It's not even tight. Is this one? That one's tight. This one, it's actually off this roller too, but that one's tight. Is it just the bolts are loose? Is it that easy to fix? Let me see if I can snug these bolts up. I'd like to get the roller out so that I can see what's going on. Like if there's the bolts all look like they're really low. Is there not one that's higher? Kind of a weird design. Let me investigate this a little bit here. But check out, I cannot believe that. Alright, so just for fun, before I completely reinvent the wheel, you guys, I'm just seeing if potentially somebody never tightened these and see if these screws that are already on here, if they've got a nice bite on them. And I don't know if you guys can hear that, like, I think they just came loose, honestly. Either came, well, I don't even want to say came loose, but maybe somebody just never tightened them. Alright, there we go. So that's it. You would think for something that bears weight on the top, they would make it so that there's a bolt on the top, not on the bottom. So this thing's so stupid. Doesn't make any sense. You're gonna have weight on the top and pushing out. why wouldn't there be a bolt hole up here to fasten it? So, yeah. Pretty much the problem, you guys, is just got stripped. So let me move it over a bit in the same height and we'll just send it. There we go. That should be some good bite. Alright, so I got all my holes drilled. Now I'm gonna take them out, flip the bracket the way it's supposed to be, and then we should be good. Alright, so we've got it in there. Now it's secured, and you can see that it's not right on the ragged edge like the other one was. Let me just make sure those bolts are snug too. And then we might be able to adjust that ram there, and that'll effectively push that out. If we remove that lock nut there and there, we can adjust our hydraulics so that this goes out a tiny bit more, so that our seal butts up against the wall there. Alright, so I just tightened those on that roller there, and similar issue, not quite as bad, but they weren't stripped, but they were loose, so snug those guys up as well. So now what I should be able to do is, as you can see, the jam nut is completely loose. So I'm gonna get a wrench or a small adjustable, because it's nothing too special, but then we can adjust this roller. Probably need to, it's pretty much level the way it is now, so I got to push that roller up onto there so that it's actually holding it in place. Okay, so what we did is went outside with a measuring tape and we measured off the trim the slide to make sure that it was level with the jack that I have outside. So now I should be able to lift this wheel up. As you can see here, it's loose. So with the slide level outside, I should be able to tighten this so that we've got some resistance on here. And then I can probably put the jam nut on. So there should be pretty good like that. I'm gonna put the jam nut in place so nothing moves. But now it should be actually picking up on here. And then I can probably remove my jack outside. So let me just snug this tiny bit. I'm gonna check this one. This wheel still has tension on it, so we should be good there. So let me remove the jack from outside and we'll just double check everything. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the pressure from here and make sure this doesn't sink too much. If it does, then we'll adjust inside as necessary. Definitely a hell of a lot better, but I think it's got to come up a little bit still. So this is what we measure from the bottom to here. So yeah, let's go inside. We'll pick it up a little bit more now. So about a 1/4 inch difference is allowable, but since we're here, we can get it better. This was like almost dragging on the carpet before, so this is way better in itself. So it's as simple as loosening our jam nut a little bit, and we'll give it, I don't know, half a turn, and we'll go check it again. Alright, so I'm happy with that result. So I locked in my jam nut there. Also double checked this one and locked in the jam nut. And now we've got way more clearance on the bottom of this slide. So what I'm gonna do now is go over here. We're gonna loosen this, and this is gonna effectively push everything out just a little bit further by loosening this jam nut and moving that hydraulic ram further out. Alright, so it's a very tedious process, but I am moving this ram out, and each micro turn that we're able to get in this tiny space is pushing the whole slide out right now. So I gotta do this until we gain almost an inch or so. Might not seem like much, but it's gonna seal the room and also give us ever so slightly a tiny bit more room inside of here. Alright guys, well, I adjusted it out. I don't want to go any more just because it's getting really close to the edge of those rollers and I don't want it to potentially like fall off or something. So the seal is almost there. It's pretty much up against it, but the one at the top, I can still fit my whole finger behind this rubber seal. Like, it's not up against. If somebody that knows more about RVs wants to chime in, holla at your boy. This one here, this one's just barely touching, but it is touching. So I don't want to go any more, but that's the adjustment there. I was pretty happy because I fixed that slide, and I just did something really stupid, but now, you know, in retrospect, it makes sense. But anyways, I got white lithium grease and I was putting it on the slides. Well, I ended up taking out that couch so that we could do the wallpaper back here, and I brought the slide in, and while the slide was out, I sprayed white lithium grease on the tracks and everything, and then I brought it in and I noticed a bit of a like a clicking noise, and I was like, well, that's weird, maybe it's the gear, because there's a gear that syncs both together. And then when I put it back out, I went outside and I was just like, oh my god. So what happened was, these lag bolts that hold the couch down, it's not like I pushed on them, but I guess one of them must have been hanging a little bit because they're not tight and being cinched up. Well, there's like a huge piece of plastic that runs the course or the length of this whole thing, and I guess one of these lag bolts grabbed that piece of plastic that the slides on, literally, and it spit it out the side. So now I am having to figure out what the hell to do with that. Let me change one thing just to make me feel a little bit better, and then I'll show you guys what happened and we can try to figure out what we're gonna do about it. I got a couple of these switches down here, just direct replacements. One, I got two of them because the power step one doesn't, I don't know, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It kind of has a mind of its own. And then this one was this one had one of these wire connectors on it, and it's for the overhead lights, and then it was just on 24/7 or permanently wired. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect this. It's gonna turn off the lights overhead. I'm gonna put a couple spades on it, and then we should be able to just slide it onto our switch. So it's just replacement switches here. Oh my god, I'm still like so pissed, you guys. I don't even know. I feel like we were like on a decent schedule, and now I don't like. I think the only way to fix that is to remove the whole freaking slide, and like you almost need like a forklift to do it. So now I'm just like, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. I'm just beside myself right now with just stressed out because we gotta leave here in like a month, just over a month, to go to LS Fest, and it was already gonna be a lot of work, and now if I gotta remove that whole freaking slide to put that thing back in, like, I don't know, you guys, this is just getting too ridiculous for me. Just way too much for one person, it feels like. So this should give us a usable switch. Just easy little fix, but it's another thing that needs to be done. And there we go. On, off. That should be that. I want to see if I can get this one out. This is the porch step one that's acting up. Let's see if I can get to the little clip deal here. Oh, I did manage to get it. Okay. Alright. So, same thing. Let's look at that. It's literally the exact same switch. Good deal. Alright, so there's our overhead lights. Easy enough. This is for our power steps, because this one's like acting up. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't want to work. Probably same situation as why the other one got replaced, is because these switches, I guess, go out after a while. So this should be it for our power steps. Okay, so they don't work. Oh, do work. It's so weird. That shouldn't. Maybe that's the wrong. See, this is what I'm dealing with. So the power steps technically on right now. So now if we turn it off and grab this door, it shouldn't go back in, but it is. All right, let me show you guys what I'm dealing with. So anyways, that's supposed to be so that you do, the reason if you're wondering why I care about turning it off is so that the stairs aren't going in and out and in and out when you're parked. So that way when they're out like this, you can hit the power, turn off the power, and they should stay out the whole time. That way they don't keep doing that. It's just exercising the motor way more than it needs to. All right, you guys ready to see this? I'm not happy about this. So I'm gonna have to move it over even to work on it. So look, this plastic thing, it spit this out. It was held on by rivets. I don't know if you guys can see right here. Just regular old rivets. And it grabbed it, and there's another rivet there. It grabbed it and started popping off the rivets. I don't know how else to get this back in. Like, it needs to be back in here because this is what the whole slide out slides on. So I don't think there's any other way. The only way I could think of is to potentially lift this slide up, but you're talking only going up like an inch or so. So if we top it out at the very top, we might have like an inch or so to work it back in and potentially get some sort of fastener in there, but that is gonna be tedious. The other thing is it's supposed to slide on this felt, and it spit this felt out because the felt, you can see the glue on it's dried. So if you guys know about RVs, let me know if you guys have a solution to be able to get that in there. I tried taking out these screws because I thought this plate would come out, but it's actually, I think, part of it. So I thought maybe this would come out and give us more access, but it doesn't. That's the current situation. If you're wondering what the water is, it's the AC just rolling off the roof. It's kind of the way it works. So I'm gonna wrap up this video. I was excited, now I'm kind of bummed out. But let me know what you guys think below. Is there an easy way to solve that? Or does that whole slide have to come out? Because I don't know, that thing's massive. If it was a little one, you could maybe do something with it, but that big a slide, you almost need like some sort of, I don't even know. You wouldn't even be able to bring it in here to do it. Like, there's like no way. I was thinking potentially maybe there's some way you could come in here and then lift it up, but you'd have to bring it out. So I really don't know. Other than a forklift, I don't know how else you would lift it up, support it, and then move it away from the unit. And even doing that's a huge pain in the butt because there's electrical that runs all to it. So you have to disconnect all the electrical. You gotta take off all the trim that goes all the way around it, because that trim is what prevents it from actually popping right out of the side of the RV. Disconnect all the hydraulics, all the mechanisms. It's not a small job. So I'm gonna set us back. A little bit bummed out. Comment down below, maybe you guys will make me feel a little better about this whole situation. So see you guys in the next video.